Hi everybody, welcome to this playthrough for the opening drive tournaments for the divisions shown on the screen right now. Please hit thumbs up, make sure you subscribe to the channel, both of those things are free to do and help me out on YouTube a lot. Tailwinds only is the modifier on this one, and all shots in this playthrough feature an element of tailwind, so they will be well suited to the modifier and help you get prepared for this tournament. Timestamps in the description down below, and remember, these are old replays, so you may well see some old ball stat levels. These have now doubled in the game, but the shots will still work as designed. Remember to tweak according to the wind angles you receive in the tournament and also to your club's balls and play style. Good luck, here we go. On the drive here, we're going to set up with the the yellow ring touching the inside edge of the bunker on the right at the top of +10 with APOC 5 and above, and that ring reference will work with APOC 5 and 6 only. Then we go with 5.8 top spin, 3 right spin. APOC 4 will have 10% of the yellow ring overlapping the rough and the edge of the bunker there on the right. That will be at P3 max distance. That's top of +16 yards if you've got APOC 4. Max +10, then we're not pushing up. We're going to go with a slow overpower needle, full overpower, 1 ball curl to the right, hitting perfect, and this one will miss the tree very nicely unless you hit a horrendous great right. You should be very, very safe. And we'll roll down the fairway, and we're going to set up a very nice shot with the thorn. Drive distance of around 410. I'm going to make a fringe check. Bullseye over the fringe where it meets the green. It gives me +1. And then here we're going to add spin. And I'm going with just over half a bar of backspin, and about 0.6, 0.7. You want to here have the ball guide short of the pin, and it will be aiming at the pin. In the video, I just aim this 1 click to the left. It's very hard to see, but the idea is to aim it at the pin. And here, for a +1 fringe check, we want to go 84% slider, 10% elevation. We're pulling over the bullseye. If you've got a fringe check +2, you're further away, so you'd need to go 86% slider. It's 2% slider per yard with the thorn. Perfect ball away. The value on the notepad and in the commentary is a tweak because we just snuck this one in on the left edge. On this par 5, we're going to go APOC and Grizzly, APOC 5 and above, P3 max rest, bullseye in the middle of that fairway pad, and then we add our spin, and we're going with 3 top spin and 3 left spin. In fact, I go 3.2 top spin and 3 left spin. You might want to tweak the left spin by a click further down to around 2.8, 2.9 if you feel this one is too close to the rough for comfort. If you've got APOC 4, you stretch out 1.7 rings to find your position. Max +10, power 3 settings, no push-up unless you have APOC 4, in which case you would push up 6 yards. And we're going with some curl here. You can see it is 1.5 ball of curl just before the circle drops as our overpower reference there. Hitting perfect, bouncing nicely on the pad, and then rolling nicely. You can see it is a bit close to the rough. If you're worried about that, either reduce the curl or reduce the left spin. Second shot, we're going to do a pin check here, put the bullseye over the pin. Grizzly 9 is +4. Grizzly 7 and 8 is going to be +7. In both of those cases, we're going to play 70% slider, -20 elevation. The spins used here, 2 top spin and 2 bars of right spin. Might need to vary the top spin by a click or 2 either way, depending on your drive, but I'm looking at having the red ring touching the rough line and the ball guide going to the pin. 2% per yard, so if your pin check was +3, you are nearer, so you go 68% slider instead. So -20 elevation, this one does play uphill. Pulling over the bullseye here with the Grizzly, then we're going to hit perfect. Centering the ball. There we go, there's perfect, and it's going to catch the rough very nicely. Rolling onto the green and dropping right at the pin for the albatross. I'm going to show you an aggressive option on hole 3. Of course, if you don't want to play this route, just lay up on the right with the quarterback and then play with the distance wood club to the green. But we're going to go with top spin and right spin, stretch out to absolute max, aiming as shown. You can see the blue arrows in the distance, and look at the ring references at the max stretch position on the bunker. But you'll see at max rest, when I let the target fall back, the bullseye is just by the edge of that left-hand bunker of the two. So you've got a few references there. Max plus 15 is the adjustment. Then the push-up is going to be based on wind strength. You can see 11.1 here. I'm pushing up, and I'm going to go to plus 16 yards, top of plus 16. Less wind, of course, you're going to have to push up more than that. Take a token or two to eliminate some of the guesswork. Full overpower, half a ball of curl to the right, and you want to try and get a nice roll out here. We're going to bounce in the middle of the fairway and then into the rough and rolling out, and you want to drive distance here in the 400s, around 460 to 470 yards. Of course, there's always a risk of getting slightly less, slightly more, but it's an aggressive option. If you want to give it a go, then it's a nice starting point. Second shot, play with the sniper. Add your spin first. It's going to be around 3 backspin, and you want the ball guide stopping 3 green squares short of the hole, because we've got some tailwind angle now. So ball guide aiming at the pin, stopping 3 green squares short. Then the reference here is landing position plus yards, so plus 5 shown there with the sniper 10, that will be plus 7 with sniper 9. The adjustment I'd recommend here, based on the shot in the video, would be 80% slider with 10% elevation. If you've got a longer drive, you may be out of landing position plus yards, in which case you might want to build up a couple of adjustments using a fringe check or other distance check. But you can just have a token or two if you even want to go with this route. It may not be for everyone, but it's a decent chance at the albatross. Just missing on the side there, maybe needed another 0.1, but the notepad adjustment should be a little bit more accurate than that. Had higher wind on that second shot as well, so difficult one to drop, but it's worth a go, in my opinion, on hole 3. On this hole here, we're going to go with APOC and sniper. Spins first, 5.8 top spin and 2 left spin. Ring references are as follows. APOC 5 and 6, red ring touching the rough at the top of plus 10. In fact, sorry, it's a correction there. 20% of the red ring overlapping the rough. I just shifted that one slightly to the left. So 20% of the red ring in the rough. APOC 4 will be red ring touching though, but you will be at P3 max rest. So that will be at plus 16. Adjustment here, max plus 10. For me, that is, I believe, 6.4 rings. Then we're going to leave it where it is, centering the ball, no overpower, no underpower, hitting perfect. We want to bounce firstly on the fairway, then onto the next piece of fairway, and then into the rough and roll out. You might need to tweak the top spin based on the wind strength. Take a token or two and find out if that's the case. Drive distance of around 375. Then the second shot, we're adding 1 bar of left spin. And here I'm having the ball guide stopping a good couple of green squares short. Need to just modify the aim slightly here, though. This one comes in a little bit on the hot side, pointing more or less at the pin. And the adjustment here, I would like to play landing position plus yards, 10% elevation, but power 1 settings. Now for plus 9 with sniper 10, it will be plus 11 with sniper 9. We're going to go 92% on the slider. You will see this one, though, come in a little bit hot. So based on the miss in the video, you will then need to tweak the aim in terms of the ball guide reference. I would maybe add a click or two of backspin, or you could just move further back with your aim. You can see here, the line is good, just skimming over the right edge of the hole. Nice wind angle here, going to play with 4 top spin and 2 left spin. With the APOC 5 and above, you will set up at the top of plus 10, and with APOC 5 and 6, you can have the blue, half of the blue ring, inside the rough on the left. Other levels of APOC will have different ring references due to different accuracy stats. APOC 4, you're setting up at max. Look at the second bounce as well after adding spin. Then we're going to adjust max plus 10, power 3. So max plus 10, power 3 on this one. If anything, it's good to favour a little bit of 11.59 just to remove the risk of a dead bounce on the fairway island, but generally I've been okay. No curl. If you are finding yourself getting a dead bounce, like I said, just try a bit more 11.59 or a couple of clicks of OP. But you want to roll out to between 375 and 380 yards. Second shot, we're going to go 4 backspin and 1 left spin. Now, I have dropped this adjustment already, but sadly the screen recording wasn't working and I couldn't get the replay. So you're going to have to trust me, this has dropped, but here I just missed this one. Ball guide pointing just right of centre in the dark green square column there. But the adjustment on the notepad is the tweak that should get you nicely in there. We're going landing position plus yards. So for plus 7, I'm going to play this one 87% slider and 15% elevation. You can see there where I adjusted, my pull angle was not very good at all, which caused the miss. A true pull angle there, a nice straight pull on the rings, would be in for the albatross. So 87% slider, 15 elevation. Just burnt the left edge there due to a dodgy pull, but a great chance with a nice setup. Please do join us over on Facebook. We have an ever-growing community of players there. Over 16,000 members. Head over to Facebook, search for BK Golf Clash and submit your member request there. Free to join. There are free guides posted, lots of shot sharing and discussion points. You can chat and interact with me as well, and loads more over on Facebook. So head over there and search for BK Golf Clash. Great wind angle here to attack the pin for the albatross on hole 6. Going with 5.8 top spin and 2 right spin. Add your spin, stretch out to P3 max stretched, and you'll see the ball guide. I'm just going to shift it over slightly to the right, so the ball guide is on the right-hand side of the far rough on the left. Then we're going to let the target go back to max rest and make our adjustment. In the video here, I go max plus 20, power 3. However, tweak here is that I want to use power 4 numbers, just to give us a little bit more room on the distance check for the second shot and not to risk the left rough. So max plus 20, power 4, push up APOC 4 only, 1.7 rings. Then max overpower, it will be a slower needle, and outer wall curl to the right. Ball will bounce very nicely and go down that thin strip of fairway for a drive distance between 410 and 422 yards. Second shot, going to do a fringe check in line with the pin where the fringe meets the green. Plus 2 is the value here, so we're going to play 38% slider, 10% elevation. Always 1 bar of backspin, and you're going to need between 1.5 and 2.5 left spin, depending on how far you have been with your drive. So you may need to add, for instance, 2 left spin initially, and then add or subtract depending. Because you need the ball guide to go to the pin. Find the little funnel here as well. So once you've set up, we're going to play here on the slider for landing position, for fringe check. Plus 2 is going to be 38% slider. Then we take our shot, hit perfect, the ball will catch the rough very, very nicely here. And then go onto the green, and we get a nice camera angle and drops it beautifully right at pin. Final par 5, 2 easy adjustments. You don't even need a wind app. 1-to-1 on both shots. Now we're adding spin with the rock there. You can see a couple of bars of top spin, 3 bars of left spin. I'm using a katana here. Blue ring touching the wood rail there. Top of plus 3 with the rock level 8. Top of plus 2 with the rock level 9. Second bounce you can see is in that mud patch. Using a katana because I think we've used a few too many kingmakers for a mini here, so it's nice to go a bit cheaper if we can. 1-to-1 adjust, so 9.4 wind, we're going 9.4 rings. If you get really high wind here, you could drop down to a kingmaker. Going with a little bit of left curl and hitting perfect. First bounce on the fairway, second bounce in the rough, and rolling out. If you're worried about higher winds, just reduce a click of topspin so you don't miss the rough completely. Second shot, we're going to stretch out to absolute max and have the bullseye in the middle of the fairway with our sniper. That will be with a power 2 ball, of course. And then we're going to add our spin, 2.5 backspin, 3 right spin. This is only going to be about getting it to the green. Again, 1-to-1 adjust, so 9.4 with the wind strength. There we're going to go 9.4 rings. So making our adjustment, then it's time to take our shot. We're going full overpower, but it's going to be a really slow needle, even with a katana. And we're going with max right curl. You can see here minor great left and right will be fine, but you've got a nice steady needle hitting perfect, and it bounces on the fairway, and the spin is going to grab and take us onto the green, and then you will be putting for your eagle on this tough par 5. Play with the rock level 8 plus 4.1 top spin, so that is 2 clicks more than 4. And we're going to go with 1 bar side spin to the right. Red ring touching the rough on the right at max distance with the rock level 8, and just into plus 15 yards with the rock level 9. And once we've found the position, you'll see third bounce we want to go in the rough, and then roll out onto the next strip of fairway. Adjustment here is max plus 25%, power 3 numbers. Be prepared, in higher winds you are going to have over 10 rings to pull. I would shy away from any 1201, favour 1159 here, because we don't want to gain any distance on this one and risk missing the rough with the great ball. So do favour 1159 if anything on the drive. Perfect ball, third bounce in the rough, rolling out, and we're wanting something between 342 and 350 yards. Second shot, there's a lot to achieve in the steps here, so time is of the essence. Half a bar of top spin, and between half a bar and 1.2 bars side spin to the right. Add your spin. I'd suggest start with 0.9 right spin as an average, and find the position with the ball guide half a green square right of the cup. Red ring touching the rough. Make sure you are in the funnel. You may need to tweak your amount of right spin. Then we adjust landing position plus yards plus 15%, and for plus 8 here I'm playing this one 68% slider. That is the value based on this video. Unfortunately, when I released my adjustment, it just ticked a couple of decimals over to the side, and it causes me to lip out here, but the value is very good. Crucial to pull back 2 rings after you adjust, otherwise you will miss the rough. So allow time for that extra step. 2 rings of pull back. Try and pull straight as you can, or push straight as you can. Just lipping out there due to a little slip at the end of the adjustment, but a very, very good chance. If you are enjoying the free content here on the channel and want to help out and keep everything free, then please consider making a small donation. All donations are gratefully received, and help me out here on the channel, as all of the content here is produced for free in my own spare time. You can do that in one of 3 ways. You can hit the thanks button here on YouTube, you can make a PayPal donation via the link in the description down below, or you can also join us over on Patreon. Details at the end of the video. On this par 5 we're going to play APOC and Sniper with a Kingmaker. You don't have to use a precision version, but it helped me get the shots quicker. APOC 5 and 6, a blue ring touching the rough at top of plus 10. Then we're adding 2.8 top spin and 3 bars of left spin. We want to bounce over to the second fairway pad. If you've got APOC 4, you'll be at P6 max rest, and you'll have 30% of the blue ring overlapping the rough there because of your different club distance and different accuracy. Adjustment max plus 10, power 6 numbers, and then we're going to apply half a ball of curl to the left. Be careful not to overpower this one. We want to drag the ball across horizontally without putting any underpower or overpower on it, because it will affect the outcome of the shot. Bouncing nicely, this fairway is uphill, so it stops the ball as long as you don't put too much topspin on, around 360 yards. Second shot, if you want to have a go at the rough bump, you can do so, but it is very technical and you will need to practice and tweak this shot, because different wind angles will play rapidly differently on the hole itself, depending how much tailwind you've got. So we're going with 5 top spin, 3 left spin, second bounce in the rough and ball guide through the hole. Then I adjust 1-to-1, so that's mid plus 10, power 6, and then I'm going with some underpower here, so find circle break underpower, and then I'm going about 2 clicks before that. If you're worried about this in any way though, please don't attempt it without practicing first, because there is a lot of error that can happen on this one. And if you're worried, then just play safely to green for an eagle putt or wedge on this par 5. Thanks very much for watching this video here on the channel. If it has helped you in any way, please consider sharing it amongst your friends and clanmates in the game. Join us also on Facebook. Head over there, search for BK Golf Clash and join our free group. Loads of members there sharing shots. Free guides are posted, as well as loads of other great Golf Clash resources. So check us out there. You can join in the discussion and also leave feedback on the game in general. Finally, if you wish to help support the channel and keep the content free for everybody, please consider becoming a Patreon member. The link is in the video description down below. Good luck, see you soon, bye for now.